they would like shawarma. So I offered also to do that one, also as a boost for the company. I started the butchery in Kilimani in a small shop. So I wanted to add on to the butchery because, as you see, at Kilimani, people also were coming to ask for food and we didn't have space to cook for them. It was only the butchery. So I went around looking for where I can get at least space, where I can have at least a cookery place and the butchery. So that's how we ended up here. So because here is a little bit spacious, so we had to close the other one because I could not manage the two. So I thought, why can't we have the butchery here and others that came up after that. I've been a public servant for many years, and I retired last year in June. I thought instead of going home to sit there, maybe just do farm work, I could do something meaningful here in Nairobi. So that's how I came up with the butchery. And it's not that I had an experience with it. It was the first time I was doing it. I was looking for something to do for my retirement package. So I talked to the family and they supported. So they told me, Mom, it's okay, you can start with the butchery. So they have been supporting quite a lot. Yeah, so before that I was working for a university, and after retirement, that's when I came up now with what you're seeing here. For you to keep the meat fresh from morning to evening, you have to have a meat chiller, which we have here. It acts like a refrigerator, but moderate, just to keep the meat fresh. We have a meat cutter, the meat saw, the one you can see. So it's also used, you know, in the olden days, or in some butcheries, they use the, how do you call it, the panga to cut the meat. But as we came up with this machine that cuts the bones, so you don't, even as you cook, you don't get the small particles, you know, interfering with your teeth as you eat. So it's very smooth and it is very nice and good to use. Then we have the butchery knife. It's a big one, I'll show you. That one also you must have, yeah, it's a must have. We have the meat mincer, that also people come asking for mince meat. We do it all here. Then we have a work table. You have to have it. You have to have now a deep freezer, where by the end of the day, what remains, you put in the deep freezer for the next use. And it has to run throughout. The electricity has to run throughout to keep the meat fresh until morning. If you're in a place like I was in Kilimani, then we didn't have that support system for the power. Then we would have a generator to support you, so that you keep your meat fresh, so that nobody complains that the meat was in bad taste. There are basically very many items that you're supposed to use for the butchery. I've started with those that I've mentioned. Those are the basic ones for me at the moment, but I'm still planning to buy more. There are people who, they come here because our signage is saying butchery. So they come here thinking it's just a butchery shop. So when they come in and they find we also have vegetables here and we also have a cooking place, then they ask us, Mom, can you cook for us, please? So we do that. Actually, that was how the food court came about. We were doing the butchery and the people would come in and they see the food court and they ask us, can you cook for us? We have a chef, depending on the style that the customer wants. If he says he wants chicken dry, so we will take the chicken, clean it in the kitchen again, because sometimes you need to clean it more and more to remove any dirt from it. So we prepare it in the kitchen and we cook it the style that they want. The raw is cheaper because nothing has been done on it. But when you talk about the cooked, because we use fuel, we use vegetables to cook it, and we use, how do you call it, human resource? Yeah, because we have to pay salaries. So it costs more, a little bit more than the raw. So the prices are there. I will show you that they are different. Yes.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Kilimo Diaries is not your one-stop show. We are always on the move to different farms, and it's always unpredictable, with animals, crops and advice from both farmers and experts. We are always here to inform you on everything agriculture every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. only on your home of untold stories.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
There are 3 sections in one. We have the butchery. The butchery has its own manager, because you see, you cannot run a butchery and then also go and cook. That one can also bring some little problems. He prepares for the chef whatever she or he needs in the kitchen. Then she picks it and then uses it in the kitchen. Same time, the machines that we use, are thoroughly cleaned every evening when we leave the shop. Before we leave the shop, sorry. They have to clean the chiller thoroughly with the disinfectants meant for the butchery. He has to clean the meat cutter. If any particle remains in the meat cutter and you don't clean it that same day, let me tell you, in the morning, you'll not be able to come into the shop. It smells badly. So that alone tells you that we have to be hygienically, prepared to do all that. Clean the machines properly before we leave in the evening. I had to check with the city council officials. So I went to their offices and I asked them if it can be possible for me to use one license to cover for the kitchen. And he said, you don't need to, unless there are different shops. Say, for example, this one is in another area, it's not in the same place, then you'd have to get another license. But because the food court came about after the butchery, then the butchery license is the one that covers for the restaurant. Initially, we used to have the challenges of power. We would have power fluctuations, and that really interfered with my butchery at that time. So actually, that was one of the reasons why I had to move on, because my meat was going bad every time. Even with the generator, you can't use it the whole night, and it cannot sustain the refrigerator for the butchery, because the kind of meat that I use is huge a little bit. So when I got this place, I think it is okay. The challenges again are the other ones. That if the butchery man is not there, then for me I can't operate it. So we have to, tell our customers to come the following day. So that's also another challenge. So that means on the human resource part, I'll have to get somebody to assist the butcher man so that we don't stop selling. We just sell throughout. It's a business that, women, they shy away from this kind of business. But for me, I took it up as a challenge for me. So it gives us it promotes also the women, the women business. So it's not just for men, also women. So people also like it, and it is also near the people, because Enya Estate is it's a big community. So it's near them. So they find it easy to access. What makes it stand out? As I've mentioned before, it is a 3-in-1 business. We have a butchery, we have a food court, and we have shawarma. So it makes it very easy for the customer when they come in. They don't have to go outside to look for where to eat, or for vegetables to buy, or even for shawarma to eat, or for the meat. It's all here. It's a one-stop shop. You get everything that you want. Then you just go back home. So that's what makes it a little bit unique. So when people come in, they say, hey Rose, this is a unique shop. So I take those points. I say, well, okay, I didn't know it was going to come out that way. But I think it has made me feel like I've done the right thing to make it better for the community that is here. So they don't have to go far looking for what we have here. our butchery, food courts, and shawarma. We open at 9 o'clock. The people who like even eating food in the morning, they come here asking, please, can you prepare me something to eat before I leave? So by 9 o'clock, we are ready. And it goes on up to 9 in the evening. The reason why we put it that late is because there are people who come in late from work and they call us. Once we have, the first time when we left, they ask, are you still on? And we tell them we have already closed. That is 8 o'clock. So we thought we are here to serve them. So we'll be giving our services up to 9 o'clock. Sometimes we can go even up to 10, depending on the orders, because it could be more than 1, 2, or 3. So we go up to 10. They can walk in, it's an open shop. They can walk in. Secondly, they can call us from wherever they are, because we do free deliveries. They can call us from their houses. Then we prepare and take to them. It is open for all. Okay, apart from doing the deliveries within Nyayo Estate, and it won't cost us much to supply people around Nyayo Estate. So we also supply people around Nyayo Estate with free deliveries. Yes. If they're far from Nyayo Estate and its environs, it's a bit far from here, then we charge them a little fee to deliver to them. But mostly they come. They call and then they tell us, they ask us for the location and we tell them. And a few of them have come with their own means and we have supplied them with meat. You find in some butcheries, they don't have a chiller. They have something called the rail, where they hang their meats there. So that also, for someone who wants to buy meat, can be also not healthy. I'm not saying it's bad, but you need to keep your meat in such a way that you avoid the flies and or keep your meat fresh. So mine is different because I have a meat chiller. Then I have a refrigerator. We don't leave our meat outside to hang until the following day. So we keep our meat fresh until morning. So anybody can buy it fresh even the next day. Yeah, another disadvantage that I see from outside is that, okay, in terms of the aprons that they wear, you find somebody has used an apron for a whole day without changing it with, the stains, blood stains on it. So for a customer, when a customer comes in and finds and sees that, hata appetite inapotea. So for me, I have 2 aprons where you put it on the morning, then in the afternoon, depending on the level of the people coming in to buy. So if there are many, then that means the court will get dirty before the end of the day. So we have to be neat all the time, smart, so that every time that you find there's something wrong, you change it, you clean it, you don't leave meat on the floor, or even blood on the floor, where you can find that in other places. So we try our level best to keep hygiene running with the company. For me, I decided to have this space so that we can handle even 10 people at the same time. There's enough space to sit and to wait. You can, do your stuff, Wi-Fi, send messages. We are on course to become much better in the near future. For anyone who is away from Nyayo Estate and its environs, and you want to order for meat supplies or food or even shawarma, you're free to call us. Just call 0721 617 055 and talk to us. And if it is for us to deliver to you, then we can charge you minimal amount to deliver the stuff to you. The butchery business is a good thing, and I want to encourage women. Let's not leave it for only men to do. I've done it for 1 year, and I think it has done me good. And I want to encourage you to also get into that business and see how you can even do better than men. So I think it's a good business for all of us. And thank you also for coming. I'm humbled. Thank you.